Hi everybody, Rabbi Yaakov Moskowitz here, and I'm so excited to be traveling through Parshas Vayera with you this week. Parshas Vayera, Rishon. You know, the Parsha starts off with the famous story of the Chesed of Avram. It was the third day after his bris milah, and it was a very, very painful time period. And the pasuk tells us that he was sitting outside kechom hayom, in the heat of the day. And Rashi points out that HaKadosh Baruch Hu did a special miracle. Hashem moved the sun from its normal position in order to create the circumstance that the world is so hot that no guests would come out, because he knew that Avram would want to be busy with guests. Yet Avram was in pain that he couldn't have guests, and therefore he was sitting out there in the heat of the day, waiting to be able to serve people. The pasuk continues, he lifted up his eyes, Vayera v'hinei shlosha anoshim nitzavim alav, that there were three men that were coming. Now these three men that we know were really angels were coming to do three different missions. Number one, to tell Sarah that she's going to have a child. Number two, to destroy Sodom. And number three, to heal Avram from his pain. And we know that an angel doesn't do more than one mission. That's why there are three separate angels. So Avram runs out to greet them, and he brings them close, and he tells them to wash out their feet. Rashi says because he was concerned that these were Arvim, and these were people who, generally speaking, bowed down to the dust of their feet. And Avram didn't want to have any avodah zara in his house, so he made sure that they should wash off their feet to not bring that into his home. And this is where the chesed starts. He starts bringing out bread for them, and he runs and he informs Sarah of what's happening, and she starts baking cakes. The pasuk then says that he goes out to the bakar, to the cattle, to go get meat for them. Interestingly, in reference to the cattle, the pasuk uses three phrases: ben bakar, rach, v'tov. And Rashi points out that that's to teach us that Avram actually shechted three separate cows, just in order to be able to serve them all tongue, which was considered a delicacy, so he could serve his guests in the highest way. And the psukim continue that he brought out chema, v'chalav, milk for them to drink, and they were enjoying their meal. Now this is where the conversation begins. They say to Avram, Ayeh Sarah ishtecha, where is Sarah your wife? And Avram responds, Hinei ba'oel, that she's in the tent. Now the reason why they ask this question, Rashi says, is kedei lechavava al baila, in order to create endearment between Avram and Sarah, to create more love for Sarah, because when he focuses in on her positive midos that she has, and she had a lot, but this time they were getting him to focus on the tznius, when he focuses in on that beautiful midah of hers, that's going to create more love in their marriage. And they proceed to tell him that at this time next year, Sarah is going to have a baby. Now it just so happens that this time of year was Pesach, and they were saying next Pesach, she's going to have a baby. Yeah, I don't know what that does to their Pesach plans, or Orlando or whatever, I don't know. But either ways, of course, this is a time period of tremendous excitement. Yet afterwards, Sarah, who overhears this, the pasuk says, Vatitzchak Sarah b'kirba, that she laughed. And she proceeds to say, I am so old and my husband is old, so how could we possibly have a child? So Hashem now goes to Avram and says, how come Sarah's laughing? She said that she's too old. Now Rashi points out that Hashem did not say that Sarah said that Avram is too old, even though that's what she said. And the reason for that is B'mtei Shalom, Hashem wants to make sure that there's the ultimate peace, the ultimate shalom bayis within the home, and not to create any friction, chas v'shalom. But Hashem concludes the conversation with Avram. Is anything too difficult for Hashem? Of course, she could have a child, even under these circumstances.